Delegates at the Africa Energy Indaba want practical solutions that will ensure no African country is left behind. Many African countries continue to face long hours of power rationing, but speakers have warned that doing away with coal just won't work.
We're looking at more from the Minister of Electricity to make sure that we root out corruption. But at the end of the day is you can't just, take coal away, like for example, switch it on and switch it off. Yes, other renewables are very important, but obviously coal is very important. Look at the infrastructure. Look at the as the Minister was saying, the coal belt. Can you imagine if we then close all, the coals? What happened to the people, in the coal, mining, communities?
The conference gives countries a platform to share experience in dealing with the electricity challenges.
Last couple of years, Nigeria has gone through several iterations of trying to solve its power issues. We first started by privatizing our power sector and removing a lot of the power assets from the hands of the government and making it more private sector driven. What that did by decentralizing our power industry was to attract a lot more foreign investments. Foreigners and people with money then thought to themselves that Nigeria was an investment destination. That didn't solve all our problems because of other things that I will go into as we talk. But then Nigeria then decided to build an integrated power plan and also to do a lot around renewables. And what we did with that was to begin to say, how do we get power into the hands of rural and last mile communities and free a lot of that power for industries and for commercial purposes. And so you've seen that there's been a shift in the way that power distribution occurs. The other thing that has happened is that there's been a lot more incentives for state governments, or what you call municipal governments, to go do a lot of power drive, to take into account how to then bring people to come to their states or their regions to do power projects, with those municipal governments providing incentives like land, patient capital, and being the drivers around how to bankroll those projects through a PPP agreement.
India also has its contributions on how we can get it right.
The battery value chain in South Africa. So we are looking right from mining to battery manufacturing, whole as a value chain. And we see where are the opportunities for South Africa. Because South Africa has always been a mining country and is having access to resources. But it can do a lot of mineral beneficiation after mining, and which gives a lot of potential in terms of job creation and economic development.
The South African National Energy Institute also formed part of the delegates seeking solutions.
South Africa, for instance, we have this big energy crisis. The question is, what is it that we can do locally, in the energy space to deal with the energy crisis? We now declared it as a crisis. Where are the resources? Where are the technologies? So this kind of platforms are platforms where we can start to say, okay, where are the people who are providing gas turbines? At what cost? Can the gas turbines assist South Africa, in dealing with the energy crisis, for instance? Those are some of the questions that we are asking.
Countries have also called for women to be incorporated and not left behind in the quest for solutions.
If you look at women, we are integrated. We are the heart of the community or the society. So we are able to bring solutions that are closer in terms of the communities.
We are looking for better alternative solutions, to this energy crisis. And one of the biggest challenges is the scarce skills in our community, where we can find young people who can install solar panels and so forth. So we are here to really look for collaboration and partnerships with the CETAs and other companies that can help us to upskill our youth in terms of this technology transfer.
On the issue of women, we align very closely with an organization called African Women in Energy and Power, where we make sure that we can attract new entrants into the export environment, especially black-owned companies, women-owned companies, and we've had very good engagements in our energy conclave here.
Delegates from Africa and outside the continent are in agreement that Africa is in need of light, hopeful that the discussions at the 2023 Africa Energy Indaba will help cushion economies, help in the creation of jobs. Hence, the vow to ensure that the solutions are consolidated and the Indaba is not another talk shop. Katlego Logodi, SABC News, Cape Town.